Right? Because we all had that thing where you'd be like, well, this is how I raised, and this is what I do, and this is X, Y, and Z, and these were my circumstances. And then, so now you have become reactive to your situations. Not so much of, well, maybe God was trying to give you a sign to let that go so you can walk over here.
I just feel like I did a lot of things for not even validation, but because I was trying to live for other people instead of living for myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like now me even doing this podcast is a sign of me truly living and what is for destiny. Because no, it's literally like coming from within of like God called me to do something. So I'm actually able to sit here and authentically be who I am. And also at the same time do something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
We're back with another episode of the You're Done podcast. Spirit fingers.
I'm mad that
You like it now. Yeah, you say that every time. Tell her she like it. It's okay.
Sometimes you just have to accept the way things are going to be because she keeps coming on here.
And I just get
and
to
she
sing
keeps singing it. So we're just going to keep rolling with the people. You guys are enduring this with me.
But Thank you are tuned in to another episode of the You're Done podcast where we dive into topics about how you can evolve and grow into your true authentic self with your host, Big Desto, not the little one.
And be more. Nevertheless. Let's just give her a round of applause for getting her name right the first go around.
And I didn't practice.
Because homegirl be struggling on her own name that she, by the way, came up with on the fly. Like, we didn't even plan this. It's just us talking, and then we just be like, yeah. So it's just so funny that you be forgetting your own name. But
hey,
it is what it is.
It happens to the best of us. Maybe it don't. Whatever. You're back. And I feel like today's topic flows literally right into the whole You're Done world, the whole You're Done podcast.
Yes, let me move this. I don't know why I feel like you fit to just light your elbow on fire.
I hope not. I almost was going to start singing Alicia Keys, but I stopped myself. But anyways, we're gonna dive into are you truly authentically yourself? Right? Yeah. The You're Done podcast is about how can we evolve to be our true authentic selves. What are we going to do in order to get rid of things? You know, all the things. If you tune into episode 1, you know what the You're Done podcast is about. If you didn't, you need to go watch that, then come back. Thank you.
Okay.
See you when you get back. See you when you get back. But yes, we are going to basically just talk about, now that we've covered a few topics, I feel like, about things that we went through, blah, 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 blah. Now it's really just like, dang, we sit here yapping about what we are done with and da-da-da-da, but are you even really
walking in your own truths?
Yeah. You could be done with all these things and still not literally be yourself. Yeah. 100% at least.
I feel that. I feel like when I was younger, more probably not walking in like my own truth. But I feel like maybe in the last 4 years, I feel like I've seen myself get like I'm still not there. I'm still not just like all in on who God has called Brittany to be. I think for the most part, I was living as I thought I should. Right? Because we all had that thing where you'd be like, well, this is how I raised, and this is what I do, and this is X, Y, and Z, and these were my circumstances. And then, so now you have become reactive to your situations. Not so much of, well, maybe God was trying to give you a sign to let that go so you can walk over here. So now I feel like maybe in the last 4 years, I'm getting closer to walking on the path that he set for me and being okay with that path. Because I think sometimes we feel like we know what it is. Yeah. And then you be like,
lost in
why he want me on the yellow brick road?
But I was going to say, and maybe this is bad. This is bad. Because this is all out of order, first of all. Yes. I was going to say, we got into the episode, and then like literally 2 minutes in, I was like, so the topic is da-da-da-da. And then it made me feel like, Are we supposed to just be jumping right into the topic like that fast?
Yeah, because that's what we want to do. We want to bring y'all in. Come closer. Okay, on my Neo.
Exactly. Look at her. So,
but
yes. Okay, never mind.
Well, and I will give a preference on that too, because we're learning to be podcasters, y'all. Like we love that y'all love what we doing. But like we said, we want to be number one in the world on our podcast, and we want to give y'all not just our telephone sitting on the couch conversations. We want it to feel like that when y'all watching us on YouTube and everything else, but we definitely want to come to y'all and really be sure that we're not just sharing our experiences, but giving you guys things that y'all could walk away with and feel like you can use in your everyday life. Because when we're sitting around listening to other people or diving into our Bibles or whatever the case may be, we feel like there's something we can take away from those conversations. We're not just sitting around BSing, you know? Yeah. And so I know that's, like you say, taken away from today's episode, but I do feel like we're learning what that is for us, because we don't want to sound like whatever podcast you was listening to, because we understand that on Thursdays you're tuned in to us. So
I guess this is us being our
authentic selves, yeah,
in the podcast space at least.
Yeah, which is scary.
Yeah, because we'll just go with the flow of the conversation, because we were just editing earlier, and I'm like, dang, sometimes I feel like I say the same things over and over, but that's truly just what I feel. And it's like, I don't want to get on here and alter what I feel or my perspective on things or X, Y, Z, simply because I feel like that's what y'all want to hear. Yeah. Okay, so at the end of the day, I might say something on one episode, and I might say it again. I might say it again in season 3. It is what it is.
But at least you know it's true, though.
Yeah, I'm not just saying it just to say it. Yeah. But my thing is, so that can just continue to flow with the whole, and just being authentically who I am. Yes, I have these perspective, and yes, I have this mindset that, you know, I feel what I feel. It is what it is. But at the same time, sometimes I don't want it to come off like, why she keep saying that? Right. I don't want to, not that I don't want to be too authentic. Yeah. But it's like,
but I think it boils down to like our topics, right? A lot of things that we talk about is about us evolving and growing. And I think within that, because you also have to remember, guys, as far as us recording these podcast episodes, a lot of these things are coming back to back to back. So we're in a season of our life, and then you guys are getting a glimpse of that conversation in that season that we're in that particular moment. So I feel like maybe by season 3, we're probably saying the same thing. We're just saying it in a whole nother package because we've experienced it in another package. So now that thing that may have been like, yeah, I was telling y'all I wanted to be done with that, but now I really am. And so this is what I'm doing now. So now I have to be done with this new thing to continue to get to what God has called me to be. Right. So I feel like we get down probably more on our own selves, because, and I think maybe this is just for those who are actively seeking out to be their authentic selves. I think if you feel like you really out here doing a thing, but really you just trying to keep up with social media, then you're not seeking to be who you are. You're seeking for a follower. So at this point, you're always seeking out for someone to tell you who you are. So therefore, you're going to continue to just be on this treadmill of freaking chaos, in my opinion, and not having any fulfillment. But I think because we are on that journey, and we have been for quite some time, I feel like sometimes we may, depending on the season of the episodes and where we are with the podcast, it's probably going to come off like some of our conversations to us may sound repetitive, but I still think they pertain to the topics and things that we're going through, because they're authentic. Yeah, because God never changes. You know, it doesn't matter what you're going through. So I think if we think about it more like that, then it doesn't make you feel like maybe we're not giving the people what they need. But I feel like sometimes, and I know y'all have noticed it, that we'll just pause and go, dang, light bulb for our own selves, because we'll be sitting here like,
this is real life.
Yeah, that was a bomb topic. And then you like, but dang, but now it got me thinking, because I did this the other day. Yeah. So I think we're talking to ourselves and we're healing our own selves, you know, while still trying to give, you know, advice and, you know, spark conversations and things within y'all. So no, I think we're doing all right.
What y'all think? But back to the authentic conversation. Yeah. I can't even say the word. So I feel like I feel like before we started doing this podcast, I was not like, okay, like you said a few years ago, I definitely was not the person that I felt like I was called to be or created to be, like I said in one of the old episodes. I just feel like I did a lot of things for not even validation, but because I was trying to live for other people instead of living for myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like now me even doing this podcast is a sign of me truly living and what is for destiny. Because ask me to have done, maybe I tried to do a YouTube channel. It did. I wasn't in a space to do that. Granted, I could have just got on that camera and just talked, right?
Yeah.
But I was, one, not confident enough in myself. I was like, don't nobody want to hear what I got to say.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I'm in a space where, not to say that everybody just want to hear what Destiny has to say, but it's like, I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. Yeah. So I'm truly becoming the person that I want to be for myself, solely for myself, not for nobody else, not because I feel like this is what somebody else needs, but it's literally just because this is my life. This is my walk with God. This is my every day to day. This is just what I got going on. Yeah. And I'm in a space where I'm comfortable enough and confident enough to share that with the world, essentially.
But I think it's different because when we talk about are we living for others or living for yourself, I feel as though, and I hate to say it this way, and I think this is where we say, like, we have grown and this is the perfect time to do it, because if we would have had this conversation when we were younger, we would have had to been like, all right, cut the mic, because let me tell you something, sis. Right. And we never really argue, but we could take something that could be really constructive criticism, take it the wrong way, and then it comes,
especially me,
right? And then it comes off the wrong way. But I feel like for majority of our lives, everyone looked at Destiny like she's the outside one. She got the skin tone right. She got the nice hair. So she can do YouTube. She can literally just pop up and just sit there, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's a model. And then I was like the tomboy. I was in the basketball shorts. I played sports. I was just like, I was the older sister that just didn't care, wore hair in a ponytail, and stayed inside. That's just how people put us in boxes, And so I think it's great. I don't know if that's going to sound wrong, but I think it's great that you do sit down and take the time to say, hey, yeah, like you said, you could have got on there and just started talking. Why? Because in the sense of what social media was showing, you have that persona, the quote unquote look, if we'll say that. She don't act like them, but if she just but let's just be real. If Mama didn't talk, you would think she was a white lady. Yeah. Y'all done seen Mama McCoy. Mama McCoy don't say a word. She could pass.
You definitely wouldn't think she was just full black.
No. She's definitely coming off as, and she's been mistaken. And she will probably let them know that she is not a white woman. Yeah. That she is black. And I love that for her. Because I'm a black woman. Right. Because of her. So, but I think it's just going towards what we're saying about being authentic, because it could have been very easy for you to just get on camera and just be like, people already expect it. Everybody think that I'm in this box anyway, so let me just do that. Yeah. And I think it's cool. Yeah, and I think it's cool that you realize where you were. Even if you didn't realize where you were in those stages in your life, you still took the time to say, I'm not just to get on here and tell people anything, But
I also feel like because I am one who has since like high school watched YouTube, like that's my TV. So I kind of, maybe as a kid, it's like I'm watching these people do these things, and it's like, oh, I want to do that. I can just talk in front of a camera till it came down to me actually having to do it. Yeah. And I was like, one, I was only doing it because that's something that I was seeing. I truly didn't have a real reason behind why I wanted to do it. Yeah. And so it was like, at that point, I was just doing something just to do it. Yeah. Yes, it would have been cool. Yes. And and also, people be making bank on YouTube. Hello. So why not?
Who don't want that money in the pocket?
Right. So, but when I sat down and really tried to do it, I was like, what the hell am I talking about? I don't know what is happening right now. I don't know.
I gotta move the camera.
Oh yeah, I tried. So when TikTok came around, I tried the TikTok thing. And anyway, this is not about Destiny social media life that never happened. This is me literally just saying that even in those, like, I tried it and it just was not for me until I found my niche of being like, I can sit and have what's the word I'm looking for? Fruitful conversations in a space where I feel comfortable with someone I'm the most comfortable with.
Yeah.
That's what I can do.
Yeah.
Yes, it's on YouTube, but I'm not a YouTuber in a sense. Like I actually have meaning behind it, and it's also bigger than me. Yeah. It wasn't just because, oh, I think I'm cute, and y'all say that I got the cute hair and this and that, so y'all gonna gravitate towards me, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
No, it's literally like coming from within of like God called me to do something. So I'm actually able to sit here and authentically be who I am. And also at the same time do something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
At the same time. So when you do it for the right reasons and live your life for yourself and what, like I would have been, first of all, the videos.
She did the finger.
I had posted some videos on YouTube and my student, she came to class and she goes, Miss McCoy, I saw your YouTube. I said,
a journey.
I said, what? I said, you saw what? She's like, yeah. And I just didn't believe her. And I go, so what was I doing? You were sitting down at the, I'm not going to tell you because it's private now. It don't even matter. I privated those. I thought those been open to the world for years.
Yeah. I've never even seen these videos.
Oh my gosh. And I'm just like, okay, well, yo, you're done.
Yeah.
So, but when I can't even sit there and look at those videos because I don't even know who that girl is talking to the camera.
What were you talking about?
What my YouTube channel was going to be about. But my thing, yeah, whatever. But my thing is, that girl that was recording those videos was a girl that was living for other people.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a space where I cannot, like you said, maybe I'm not 100% there, but I'm definitely way further along than I was.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's fine though, because let's be real, the name of the YouTube was Destiny's Journey. Yeah. It doesn't exist anymore, guys. So
it's actually now that You're Done podcast.
Yes. But it plays into it. So like you said, you were starting it, but that's why I say I commend you, because a lot of people, even when they're not being themselves, it's like they just keep going through it. You could have easily just kept posting and kept doing things, and then eventually, and it's also fine. It's also fine if you're out there and you're like, hey, I'm starting this, I'm doing it. I don't care if it's for the wrong reasons, and you're just trying to figure it out, and then eventually you figure it out. The world's gonna watch you figure it out. Right. But I do think sometimes there's something in it to just say, I can sit. And we don't sit enough. And I feel like that is a big problem. I know I have a problem with being like, because if you say, work without faith is dead. Faith, I'm like, well, baby, I got faith in the Lord, but I can't be sitting on my butt. Right. But being still that's work. Yeah. To shut my brain off and say, we was literally on our way back from eating lunch. And I was like, if I love puzzles, I don't play, what is it? The card game that used to be on a computer, Solitaire. Mm-hmm. I play the spider one because it's more difficult to move. Mm-hmm. Sudokus, not the crossword puzzles. Those. Yes, I am that. So, and that's relaxing. And and so we were like, well, when you're actually supposed to be relaxing, what is that? And I'm like, girl, probably when I'm getting a massage, but I'm also thinking, they better not be going through my purse trying to steal the little $5 I got. Like,
not thinking $5 because that's your tip.
Because that's your tip. Don't do me like that. Hopefully she doing everything she's supposed to be doing. And you was just saying like, yeah, my friend be like, girl, I was knocked out. I wish I would go to sleep. Right. Without a shirt on,
with this strange
with Julie, no ma'am, nah, take it that I done trusted her enough that I done got under that cover. But I'm gonna be real with you, I ain't never got no, that's a lie. I did get a massage one time by myself. Once. All other times I've done a couple massages. I ain't even been by myself, and I feel safe with Breon still. Go ahead and lay down, babe. That'll get you
right.
And so I think there's a lot to be said in just saying, I can be still, or I'm starting something and I realize, listen, I haven't even figured it out yet. Yeah. Let me just chill for a moment until that time comes. And that was how many years ago? You was in college? Was you even in college?
Probably just like a year out of college. But I also have never been the type of person that just do stuff just to do it. Yeah. Like I don't, like what we doing that for? Yeah. How long it's going to take us to do it? I'm asking all the questions.
Yeah, she's the one that be like, you want to go out? Yes, but who's going to be there?
Who's going to be there? What time are we going? What time are we leaving? Like, I need to know what time I'm going to be back home. I'm asking all the questions. So yes. I never can just be like, so with the YouTube thing, it was like, okay, it's an idea. Okay, it's cool. People were telling me I could do it.
Yeah.
But it was like nothing within me saying, go for it, Destiny. You can do that.
Yeah.
So like even with, now I'm in a space with my career, I feel called to be there.
Yeah.
With my relationship, I feel called to be in a relationship with that person. You know, like, it's just, I'm not just doing anything. So I'm in a space where I'm becoming, or I'm my most authentic self as of today.
Yeah.
You know, compared to anything in the past.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm going to continue to grow and learn or whatever and evolve, but I am the most authentic version of myself who can also show up and be there for other people in authentic ways.
Yeah.
If I'm just as damaged as you are, babe, well, not even at you. Like, let's say you're the most healed and you're so great, and then here I come, just barely making it. Like, I'm not
falling apart at the seams.
Taking some of your light away from you because you're not able to fully be your authentic self. Because sometimes I've been in spaces where I have friends, and Lord forbid that I want to share something great that's going on in my life. Yeah. And they're like, oh, who she thinks she is? So now I'm like, here I go dimming my light for other people. Yes. Here I go just to make them feel good about themselves. So I literally getting rid of those people. And this is why I said earlier, as our episode sounded the same, because it literally all ties in with one another. If I cannot be my authentic self hanging around the wrong people. I cannot be my authentic self going to a job that literally does nothing for me besides pay my bills, if that. Because like she said, eggs is high. And so it's just literally learning what's for me and going and choosing to go after it. Yeah. And not just because that's what somebody else is doing, or I want it because I want to have all the money in the world. I don't even live like, yes, I want to be well off. Yeah. But I used to always be like, oh, I want to be rich. Lord, give me $10 million. I don't need $10 million to be happy, to be fulfilled with my life. I just don't. So that's how I know that I'm fully happy within myself. I'm living a life for destiny that God created for me. And like, I don't need, if God gave me $10 million, hey, so I'm not one to question the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Right. But at the same time, it's also just like, I don't need that. I don't ask to be rich.
Yeah. You're asking to be rich in other ways.
Yeah, I am rich.
Because, and I'm not even going to say the word because I'm pretty sure that it needs to be bleeped out. But there's people who are rich and then
what's the word?
Cutting their life off.
Oh, yeah. Don't.
Yeah. And so I feel like that just goes to prove that riches aren't everything. Money isn't everything. Because if it was, people who are rich should be the happiest people on earth. And half the time, them be the people that you be like, what? And why? Like,
and then some of those people that are famous, they're not literally living their authentic lives. Because let's be for real, they are living a life that's appealing to the
culture of who they're, to get the sale.
Sometimes you can be authentic self and grab, people do gravitate towards you. I'm not saying that everybody that's famous are not being themselves. That's not what I'm saying. But to some extent, you do have to have some kind of person. Like Beyonce, for example, you talk about her on the other podcast. It's like, I'm sure when Beyonce wake up, she not, like it's just, like you gotta be in a space where you have to do that stuff. She's a regular person with regular real life problems, Yeah. So they have to put on this thing and then go out and do their job just like everybody else,
yeah.
But it's like, I couldn't do that. Yeah. That lifestyle.
But as like growing up, I don't think I ever did anything like I played sports because I enjoy sports. I wore basketball shorts because I loved wearing basketball shorts. But there did become a point in time that if I decided to get dressed and do anything, I realized it brought a lot of attention to me. And I did not like having that much attention. So then I went back.
I'm trying to sell a couch. I'm listening.
So I went back to wearing basketball shorts because 1, they were very comfortable. 2, who wants to wear heels in high school? And 3, I didn't like having all the attention, you know? And I think it got to a point where then, because people then was like, yeah, Brittany always had the ponytail and the basketball shorts. Even as I got older, in college, I was like, I'm the girl with the ponytail and the basketball shorts. And it's like, you're in college. You're about to graduate. You're going off to grad. You're not even in the same state anymore, honey. I'm living in the state of Virginia, and I'm still like, I got a push-up, bro. What? We doing that?
I used to be like, my mama used to, because we were like, not even complete opposites, because I can say as a child, I don't want to wear a skirt. I get compared to Brittany, I was a little bit more girlier, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be like, Brittany, wear some heels. I don't want to make my feet hurt. My feet flat. I can't do that. But she was herself at the end of the day.
I was.
She did what worked for Brittany. And that is cool, because I love me a good tennis shoe.
Right?
But I'm glad I brought that up, because I went to the Texas State University.
All right, now that
And yeah, go Bobcats. But I just feel like that culture at that school, and oh my gosh, me and Kevin talk about it a lot, especially coming from such a small town, and I'm going to this school, and I'm not saying it's one of the biggest illustrious schools in the world, but coming from Lamar, baby, that was a whole lot of people.
There was a lot of people.
I'm just like, okay, then we are going to these parties, we doing this, we doing that. And when I went to college, we were, because that's a PWI, we were the biggest African-American class that school ever had. And it just continued to grow after that. So all the black people, we all together. And you know, black people, I love my people, but sometimes they feel like they always got to outdo somebody. So
yes.
It's like everywhere we're going, and we went out a lot. That's why I say I went to Texas State University, because if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, baby. We outside every day. Thirsty Thursdays, Hump Day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday Fun Day. Like, I'm sure it was something. The Square has penny. No, I think it was 1 cent shots. First of all, there's shots for a penny. Please don't take them, because by the grace of God, we all sit here. I don't know what that was they were selling us. But my thing is, I went to a school where that's where I started wearing the heels. I'm dressing up every time I step out the house. Yeah. I'm looking like something. Like, and then it took me to graduate college, and then I'm finding my way. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I can now look back on these things and being like, it was fun, don't get me wrong. And I mean, I had that shit on sometimes, but it was just like, is that really who I was in those moments? Or was I just doing what my surroundings were doing? Yeah. So it really made me feel like I had a sister, like she literally wore that Lamarck hoodie and the basketball shorts, the Nike slides to school all the time. Her hair would be done. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. I ain't just was out here with no raggedy ponytail. My ponytail was, before y'all really knew what a slick ponytail was,
she had it down.
That was me, okay?
I'm surprised she got edges. She had the ponytail in every day.
Because me and my Blue Magic and my Moose from quarter to 10, we was on it.
She had it down. But it makes me really wonder, because when you don't come from what I experienced at Texas State. Yeah. And I've also been around people where it's like, it's almost like, okay, I literally know that that's not the type of person you are, but literally because of our surroundings, you are trying to live to be something that you're not. Yeah. I'm literally watching it with my own 2 eyes. People that I consider friends, whatever the case may be, like, who even are you? Why are you doing that?
But I think that's the difference, because y'all...
I was able to call it out, though.
Yeah, y'all were adapting to your surroundings, whereas even if I felt like I was in a space like that, right? And it was like, oh, they wearing the heels. And I was like, oh, I really wanted to get dressed up. Even though I knew I did not like heels, right? I was going to try and find a nice little wedge that I could work with. But then I would feel like, but they going to be like, you don't do that. So I wouldn't do certain things, because then I was like, well, people know me for this. So who am I to step out of this box and say, well, I feel like wearing it. But then back then, you talk about being your authentic self. It's like, did I enjoy my comfortable clothes? I for sure did. That's pretty much what y'all see me in when I could sit on this couch. Right. Everything I wear is comfortable. But even when I feel like I want to step out, it's hard. Luckily, I have a husband that's like, if you want to wear your boobs out, wear your boobs. Like,
she not gonna do
nice. And classy. Yes, okay? And then he'll tell me, but only wear that dress when you with me. He's also that type of man. But he allows me to now enter into that space. So when our anniversary came, that's probably the most listen, you 2 kids, say something. Go to the Instagram, check it out. Your girl is hot, okay? She was on it.
Fit.
Yes. But I'm already taken. But I'm lucky that I have someone like that, because I feel like I also have been in relationships where people have known me for being the girl who wore basketball shorts, right? And then you get dressed up and then it's like, well, where do you think you going? So it's almost like you already associating that I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing just because I decided to wear a shirt with, like a little cleavage versus having a dang on turtleneck
but
on.
Then again, living a life that's for other people and not yourself. Because just because you decide, yes, that is what I'm most comfortable in, yes. And as soon as I get home, tomorrow I will be back in my basketball shorts. But today, I wanted to put my heels on and my shirt and my this and my that, and that's what I'm going to do today.
Right.
Because that's how I'm feeling. Because get you a girl that can do both. It ain't my fault. Hey, if I look good, just say that. Yeah. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, if you ain't got nothing to say, just keep it pushing.
Literally will try to make you feel like, oh no, you need to put the basketball shorts on, because that's what, if you decide you want to do more for yourself, that's making somebody else feel bad. But then again, or uncomfortable. And if you stop living for yourself for somebody else, that's stupid.
And half the time,
so be they're saying, do what you want to do, wear it.
And half the time, I feel like they're doing it because they're already uncomfortable or not authentically themselves. Mm-hmm. And so because you are now entering that space, then it makes they're trying to keep you where they are, because they're like, well, you shouldn't be doing it, because they themselves can't do that. But it took me years to learn that whole thing. Yeah. It took me a very long time to just be like, I'm okay with that. And it also took me a while to then say, even if I did decide to dress up and then somebody brought up how I was in the past, to just say, yeah, I did like that. And I love that for me, But I used to always be like, well, what they mean by that? What you trying to say? Like, my outfit ain't cute today? Like, what, And then you just start playing all these. And so then you like, okay, well, let me tone it down when I go out. I'm not going to, do too much. But it's just like, it's not my fault you think I'm doing too much. Right. And if you think that, stop inviting me, because you invited me out.
Exactly. Because I ain't never been out with my friends and been like, oh, girl, you looking a little too good. Go take that off. Wear it.
Now, if you look get busted, I will ask you, where is you going? Not with me.
Not with them shoes on.
Because why is your pinky toe hanging off the side?
Exactly. Fix it. But it's also just like, I've never been the type of person to hate on the next person.
Yeah.
Wear it.
And I think that becomes a problem, though, because we've never been, whether we are authentically ourselves or not, I've never been the type. Now, again, if you looking busted, I will tell, why is this cardigan on when we go into the club? I understand that
it's giving library.
Right? I understand it's Dallas and it's a little chilly out, but... Honey,
that don't mean you gotta wear that.
Take the cardigan off, sis.
She probably like, I know I wear basketball shorts and all, but I know that don't look right.
No, for real. Because when you going in these glittery pumps?
Take it off.
Take it off.
But yes, I've definitely been a person that I was not living in my true authentic self. I don't think I really realized it though. Yeah. Until now. Because now, but I don't, okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Because I still will wear my heels. I still like to get dressed up. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it just wasn't my true authentic self. But like I said, in regards to the YouTube thing, I now do it when I want to do it. I'm not doing it because, we all going out and I know that everybody going to have heels on. I am now that friend. I'm the friend my friends come to when they know they don't want to wear heels. So they be like, are we wearing heels or not? Because they know I'm going to say no. Yeah. I'm wearing a tennis shoe.
It look cute with the fit though.
I'm going to look very much so put together. Yeah. But I'm also, I can put the heels on if I wanted to, but I don't want to. And I'm comfortable enough in myself to be like, wear your heel. Don't not wear your heels because I'm not. Yeah. Because I promise you, it is not hurting my feelings. Yeah. Only thing is hurting is your feet, baby. And I'm good. And I am good. Okay? So I'm good to be who I am in whatever space.
Yeah.
Like I am. And I've also been in relationships where I felt like I had to be a certain way for them.
Yeah.
No. We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm not doing that. Who you think I am? If you want a girl that do that, go get her.
And that I probably have not been in, which has been a blessing for me, myself, and I. Because I've never... Now, I've had people... I will say this. When anybody I have ever dated, and I mean, I don't know if y'all out there and y'all listening to the You're Done podcast, let me know if your girl is wrong, but I don't think I am. I, myself, don't feel like I left off on any bad terms in the sense that we don't need to go bashing each other. Even if we weren't like, I clearly have been married for going on 11 years. So clearly ain't been with none of these people in a very long time. But I feel like to this day, if I called any of them up randomly, would it be shocking and weird? Yes. But I don't think they would just be like, don't you ever call, you know what I'm saying? Because I have always been like a cool, down to earth kind of girl. So I feel like I have been myself and I know what it is that I like. But I think, as you all know, and we talk about we're growing, growth requires you to do something different. Growth requires that, okay, I may look a little bit different in this season than I did last season. And so for me, as I found God or even myself growing in different seasons of my life, I felt it hard to maneuver or to exchange my exterior to match how I felt inside. Mm-hmm. And it's like, because I'm not that little 13-year-old girl anymore. You know, I'm a woman and I'm feeling like one. And so I want to give that when I'm walking outside. And so it took me a while to just be like, and let me say this too, because a lot of people be like, yeah, you're a woman. Baby, if you don't like getting your nails done, don't get your nails done. If you don't want to wear a particular outfit because you don't like, that's why they got 1,000,001 stores out here. You can wear what you want, how you want, it's your business. It's your prerogative. Right. And whatever works for you, works for you. And so it has just taken me a while to figure out what that is for me, regardless of, like you said, of who I'm hanging out with. Mm-hmm. If we all going out, I understand not to show up in my pajama pants. Yeah. They are comfortable. Right. But I'm not going to show up to brunch like that. But that also doesn't mean that if I decide to say, hey, I just bought this skirt off of Shein or Zara, because Zara is my spot. Even though they want to make me pay 10 cents for that bag. If I just bought a skirt. Just hand it here. Right, I got it. Carry my receipt. And I decide I want to wear heels, and I show up out of all 6 girls that done showed up with my baby, take the photo, because I know I look good. Exactly. I've had to learn to just be like, I'm comfortable in what I have going on. And even when somebody make a joke, one thing Mama used to always say to us, and it never really hit until I got older, is that even if something really, really bad was going on, she was like, Brittany, if somebody want to talk about you, always speak your truth and you'll kill them every time. Mm-hmm. Because the only time people really gonna keep a story going on about you is if you try to hide it, right? Because now they can create the narrative. Now they understand they making you feel uncomfortable. So I feel like even if I'm going out and somebody got something to say, oh, you used to do... Yeah, I used to, but look at me now. Because you see the legs, because the squat's been squatting. Right. You see me on the Instagram. And then they ain't got nothing to say. What? Now at this point... I did nothing I was too ashamed of that I couldn't repeat it. That part. I did it. So now you giving me the compliment. But I did it. And so now you giving me the compliment. Right. And I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Which should have been done in the first place. But it's also finding your voice and walking your authentic path, because I think sometimes you get the criticism in the midst of you finding your growth, and then you immediately go into hiding, which I would do. Immediately just go back to being like, let me put my basketball shorts on. Yeah. Now I'm like, I'm wearing what I'm wearing. I feel you good. You see it. Just tell me I look good, sis. Right. Because I do. Because sometimes, like, even with like that dress I wanted to wear for the family pictures, Mama was like, you're not going to wear that dress. And I was this close to wearing it anyway. Mm-hmm. And then here come Corey. I'm like, all right, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to wear the stupid dress, even though I wanted to. But my thing is, back then, if somebody would have been like, don't wear it, I would have been like, okay, fine. Yeah. You know? But I was like, I feel good as hell in that dress. I want to wear my dress. Why are you telling me I can't wear my dress? Yes. Now, for this particular moment, it was a very clear reason.
And then here come my mama. Aren't you glad you didn't wear it? Yes, Doris, I am.
Yes, because the photos looked amazing.
But
the girl was bodying, okay?
Will you marry me, so will?
Yes, but you seen the silhouette. Okay.
Right. But, and so just being who I am today, it makes me grateful for the things that I did go through, because it helps me. I mean, without those phases in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today. But looking back, I can say that sometimes maybe I just didn't do what was just best for destiny. You know, I was just not even, I don't even want to say just living for other people all the time, but maybe it was also a part of the process of me finding myself too. Yeah. So it's not to say I wasn't authentically myself. I just didn't know who I really was to be authentically myself. Yeah. But now in this space, in this chair right now, oh, what you see is what you get, baby. I'm not faking a funk for nobody. I am who I am in every room that I go in. You either like it or you don't. I mean, obviously, I know certain place, time and place. Turn it on, turn it off. Yeah. But I am who I am for the most part. Yeah. Like 99% of the time.
And you're happy with that, with that part.
I'm so happy with myself that I don't have, no matter what the setting really is, it's not much for me to alter. Yeah. Like, I am who I am. I don't want to wear the crop top and even though when I did wear it, I was cute. I had the body for it. I could wear it. But now I don't want to wear those things. I'm very much so my most comfortable in a covered up thing. Like, even with the dress, you like the silhouette, like the dress was a fitted dress, but everything was literally covered up. And I still feel like a very sexy woman, modest woman. And that's just what that's what I'm into these days. I don't want to wear all the this and this and that, which I got going on with your booty. Why I see your thong? I don't know. Don't care. I don't. Pull your britches up. Because I don't want to see your booty. I just don't understand. Yeah. So, but with that being said,
well, hold on, because I know what she's about to do. She's not gonna cut that part off, because I think we spoke on this probably in season 1, because we seen a girl literally. We're not joking when we say cheeks out,
whole booty.
And baby, if her name was tatted on her butt cheek, I could tell you what it was. And if you feel like authentically showing your ass is you, I'm not here to judge you by any means necessary. No means necessary. But I'm also saying that if you know that you're doing it because it gives you a particular or some type of attention, right? Then maybe it's not the best thing for you to do. Because let's be real, at the end of the day, like you just heard her say, my sister, she wasn't dressing like showing nothing, right? She just was more girlier than I was. But it's not like I went through high school without people checking for me. Yeah. The girl wearing the baddest dress and then me standing there with a hoodie on and Nike slippers, pretty much getting the same dude. The only reason, and one guy literally, I probably was in 11th grade, came up to me and he was like, yeah, we talk about you we talk about all y'all in the locker room. And I'm like, what? And I was like, okay, cool.
And please don't do it for men validation. That's not what she said.
No, I'm gonna finish. And then I was like, why though? And he was like, well, we all talk about all the girls in the class and this, that, and the third. And he's like, a lot of people would talk to you, but then they was ranking us. And they was like, you ranked very high, but then they pulled you down. And I was like, well, why? And he was like, because you ain't giving it up.
Well, so put me out the way about him.
Right? Because I wasn't about to be giving nothing up. Glad you know. And so I was happy to be known as the girl that, bad, cute, ain't out here showing my ass, doing nothing extra. But I'm getting mad respect. You notice me and I'm getting mad respect. People are going to go for what they want in those moments. And if some guy was looking for the extra, that I'm not here for that. So it's best that you stay who you really are, so that you can attract the people that you really want to be attracted to. Yeah. Because if not, listen, your girl could be out here. I mean, I have a lot of stories for sure, but I don't want to be up here and then explaining that to my girls, Yeah. I'm glad that I had some decorum
Yeah.
about myself. That's also shout out to Doris and Dara though, because they ain't play that.
No, for real. Because where are you going? And I'm gonna do it anyway.
This.
What is
you
it?
had like lint on your
Oh, it's this blanket. It keeps getting caught on my ring. Okay, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, and if you're not, that is totally fine. Your journey with God is your journey with God, and everybody not waking up every day to be Proverbs 31 woman. Yeah. But I will say the only reason that most people are wearing those provocative type of clothing is literally just because of what social media is advertising, the things that you see around you. And like you said, if you're trying to gain attention from outside things. Yeah. But my thing is, if you want better for yourself, I'm not saying if you dress this way that your life's just going to become better. But a lot of the things that, like you said, that you attract, literally, if I'm dressing, and then y'all be quick to be like, oh, well, okay, never mind, that's another topic. This
is going to be a whole nother topic because
it's how you dress and the way that you carry yourself says a lot about you. Just like she said, she didn't have to go out and be half naked to gain a male's attention if that's what you're seeking. Yeah. But my thing is, the people, like, I've had people come up to me. She's been out of high school, I don't know how long. I mean, I was calling her old, but I'm just saying that they'd be like, your sister, the one that used to wear the basketball shorts.
That's crazy.
I said, yeah. And they still talking about it to this day. So it doesn't matter. The way that you carry yourself, the person that you are from within, that is what you want to be able to, become. That's what you should see from the inside out.
Yeah, that's what, and I'd rather be known for that.
Because you could be the sweetest person in the world with the kindest heart, dressed like a hooker, and you mad because you attracting the hoes. Hey, baby. Pick one. It's all that I'm saying.
And you don't have to do that in order to say you taking control of your body. Because I think that's the narrative. It's like, well, men are out here talking about us. Topic. Yeah. So let's not. That is a whole nother topic. But y'all know what it is. If we have to come back with a part 2, we don't have to come back with a part 2 is what we feeling. But yeah, that's crazy right there. And we really don't want y'all here for 3 hours talking to us, even though I know you enjoying it.
So we're going to go ahead and get into what we're done with. And I think it's kind of obvious because I feel like when you're living a life that's not true to who you are, it's going to catch up to you. At some point, you have to get tired of it. Yeah. So I feel like I'm just tired. I'm done with just allowing society or anybody, social media, the person next door, this so-called friend, tell me what it is I need to be doing with my life. Yeah. If I want to grow and evolve and become this person that I feel most comfortable and authentic in, then that's who I'm gonna be. Yeah. Regardless of how it makes you feel. Yeah. And I feel like I was done with that on the episode with Mama. It's still you getting it. Yeah. Still done.
I think based off all of this, I'm pretty much done with being afraid of my own growth, because I don't think I've ever done anything that wasn't of me. Mm-hmm. But I think when I see myself, when my path is changing, I mean, if you feel like something is working and then God say, let's make wait, we supposed to go this way, Lord. You didn't know your left from your right. I think I need to just stop being afraid of the growth. And as I'm getting into those different seasons of my life, like being okay with whatever change comes with that. So I think I'm going to just be done with being afraid of the change itself so that I can continue to show up as my authentic self and find peace with that.
Can help you become your authentic self.
It doesn't seem like that in the beginning because you be like, wait a minute. Yeah, but
don't be afraid of the unknown.
Your girl is thriving now. Hey. Y'all seen the shoulder.
So yes. Oh, I can't wait to that. If we gonna do that topic, let me know if y'all want me to do that topic because
because that was about to be a whole nother 50 minutes.
So yes. Thank y'all for tuning in to the You're Done podcast, where big desto, never less.
Right.
And be more. I mean. Dang! y'all. Dang, I thought I was killing it.
Y'all put in the comments.
I'm crying.
How many times do y'all think she done messed up all her name?
And not
just in this episode.
That is crazy.
And all the episodes that have dropped.
And then it's not until I'm about to say your name that I realize I said mine wrong.
Yes, it's okay.
Anyways, y'all know what I meant. Tune in next week, same time, same. Bye. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're done.
Thursdays at 7 p.m.
See y'all next week. Bye.
Wow.
Oh, I'm done. I am done.
You are all the way done. Because what? You forgot your whole name. You forgot the days of the week.